What happened to your wrist?
I just have tendonitis, so I can probably take it off in a couple of days. I don't know if it's
like
from,
in general. Is that like a living condition?
It's not gonna like go away. Like I think it's I'm gonna have it, but it's from.
You know what I'm thinking of? Why I was asking about your wrist, and you said that, and it wasn't calculating. What's tinnitus? That's different. That's like the high.
Tinnitus is the ringing
thing.
Got that too. Got that
really?
too.
Oh my gosh!
I think maybe a
Honest
little bit.
Honest to God, not to pity you, but like that is one of my bigger fears is the idea of I feel like I would lose my mind.
No.
Maybe you just get used to it.
Yeah,
you get
or like
accustomed
right
to
now
it,
I can't hear it, but like in like when I'm going to sleep at night, sometimes it'll happen. I'm like, oh.
Wait, so this though that helps like kind of keep it from getting out of whack, or
Yeah. So it's just it's like the top of my wrist. I think it's so like when I'm not wearing it, like going like this or like this is painful. I can't like lean it on something.
Yeah.
But it's like truly totally fine. Like I wear this for like 3 days and it just goes away. And then it'll come back like, I don't know.
Interesting.
Sometimes a couple months later. We don't know what it's from though, which is fun. It might be from like painting or drawing. I think it's probably from roller skating. Because
a bad fall?
I love roller skating. Not a bad one, just so many.
Yeah, okay, gotcha, yeah.
Like I love it, but I'm not that good at it.
Toll that is taken.
So I just fall so often, and so wrist brace, but
oh, that's interesting.
there are worse reasons to wear it.
Before I leave, I do want to see your stuff one more time.
I would love that.
I just want to make sure I can identify your stuff. There's so many great things I saw up there that.
It's quite the room.
Yeah, rooms.
We got a lot of stuff
plural.
in there.
Like it's amazing. To
Yeah. Andy's the drawing room's a good time too.
He's actually in session right now.
He's in class right now.
Might be fun for us to just drop in on life
We could
drawing.
audit it.
That would be really fun.
It's so fun,
Like,
and he doesn't care at all. He loves
just come in and draw a
there.
model.
Is there a model in there right now? Mm-hmm. Gosh, we have this. I'm in this Minneapolis artist group where we had a model come in.
That's so cool.
And it was cool. Yeah. I didn't know what I was doing, man. Just a lot of scribbles, hoping for the best. Like there's no like, instructions attached.
Turns
like
out
what it
it's
is,
really
though.
hard. It's really hard to do.
It's hard, and there's like
me?
it's a different level. It's a heightened level of skill set required, at least from my estimation. Which, yep.
So are you going to do
No,
some...
you're all looking at me now.
Well, I figured...
Make it happen, Jason.
You were going to
Hey,
do some ASMR.
Try stop chewing mints.
Started.
No,
Yeah,
you're
this is
great.
like,
It's
I'm
a
so addicted to
ASMR.
this.
This is the ASMR portion where we make chewing sounds and other mouth sounds.
Yeah.
Nora hates that.
Yeah, I like the tapping.
Welcome to Whistle the Feast. We've been rolling for 5:49.
And nobody gave me a heads up. So anything that I said prior to this moment, I apologize for if you hated it. And you're welcome if you loved it. Yeah. Let's start.
Pretty sure we loved
it.
it. Pretty sure we loved it. Yeah. We're kind of an expert at the cold open.
Yeah, he just starts it.
So you don't want lips on this, though. Is this sufficient right here?
Yeah. No, you're doing great. Right. Yeah.
No, actually do. No, please do, actually. If you
No,
could just
the distance was good. The distance was good. Maybe,
And that way, if you have anything, we can just
Yeah.
kind of like transmit to the next
Noted.
person, just passing infection.
This is an audio medium, so let's just identify that voice.
My name is Matt Moberg.
Good.
Was that sufficient?
Yeah, that's good. Do another one, though.
I think that was necessary, but not sufficient.
Okay. Are you asking for round two without asking for round two?
I think I am.
My name is Matt Moberg. I'm an artist from Minneapolis. I am honored and grateful to be able to have my pieces here at Bethany Lutheran College throughout the duration of October, or most of October, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. But even more so honored to be on Whistle the Feast.
Yes!
WTF.
Coming in hot.
Yeah, he's wearing the button.
Yep.
Which is a members only button. Only people who have appeared on the
At this point,
on the
I'm a
show
lifer.
get the button.
Yeah. You
I'm
better
committed.
be, or else
I
you can just
accepted
walk right
WTF
back
in my
out that
heart
door.
this moment.
Okay.
Okay. We're going to start over, aren't we?
We're going to get into
Okay.
theology here, I guess. Okay, so speaking of which, okay, let me tell you my origin story with Matt Moberg. First of all, before I get there, I want to say we're friends. Mm-hmm. This is the second time we've met in person.
It is.
It feels different, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. like I met you in eternity or something.
Man.
Like, I don't know.
Now,
like,
okay, but you can't start that way because now I feel kind of relational pressure on this relationship of ours.
Yes. Yes. So here's my experience. The truth is, I schedule the gallery in sort of marathon spurts where I get a couple years scheduled and then I ignore it. Mm. So I ran out of my 2-year sort of stockpile of monthly artists. And we had one lined up. You saw remnants of Faith Belt's show.
Yeah, really cool stuff.
The shadow puppetry show.
Yeah.
So I knew she was going to be here in September. As soon as the school year hits, like all summer, I knew like I got to address this. I got to take care of it, but I'm just so not wanting to.
Yeah.
Because it's office work, and I struggle mightily with office work. So
you might be like the first artistically bent person to struggle with office work. Actually,
it seems.
Most of us
I'm an anomaly.
Right.
I know.
Just email warriors.
It's lonely out here.
Yep.
Yeah.
So email warriors. That's us. So I'm trying to figure it out, and I'm starting to get. I put in 2 hard days of just like email warrior activity, and I've got a Trello board. I'm like a Trello
beast.
Beast is correct.
He loves.
I've got like
at this point you probably own part of the company.
20
with
boards.
How much
I couldn't be more ignorant. We don't have to dive into that right now.
It's a planning
catch me
thing.
up afterwards.
So I've got all kinds. I've got a backlog of people that I want to approach for the gallery, and I had seen you on Instagram. The algorithm fed your work to me, and I took note, and I realized, okay, here's a guy from not that far away who has the same kind of Venn diagram as we do, where it's obvious that he's interested in making dynamic images, and he's interested in expressing his faith, and he's interested in kind of doing both of those things in a fresh way. Mm-hmm. He wants to do it in a way that maybe wakes you up a little bit. Okay, so you're on my radar for a little while, a couple of years, and I'm doing the email thing, right? I'm starting to populate the months, and now currently I'm booked out another 2 years. We're thanks to those couple days, like we're sitting pretty with our schedule. But I needed October, and so I found you, direct message, I think, on Instagram.
Yeah, and
you jumped right in, and I needed it, and here we are.
That's funny, man.
Yeah. Now that's prelude, right? I'm just getting started because, like, part of what's interesting is the way that you lead. You present yourself on your website with the video story from Twin Cities News Service. I forget which station.
Yeah, CBS, WCCO. Yeah, okay. If that's worth mentioning. Yeah,
sure. And then you talk about how painting helped you through substance abuse addiction. Mm-hmm. Well, there's another topic. I thought I was getting into the crossover with Christian art, and now we've got this other topic. Later on, as so I've got 1, 2, 3 coming up here. Here's the third. Later on, just tacked on the bottom of your email, there's a little represented by Douglas Flanders
and Associates,
your gallery, right? And underneath that, chaplain to the Timberwolves.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's crazy. It's crazy that you don't lead with that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm this far into it, and then I learn about that.
Yeah.
I have no idea what that even means. Right? So then you arrive, right? You bring a U-Haul full of paintings that
some had, broken along the way,
right? Yeah. Like you barely made it.
Yeah, I crawl out of the van, just started screaming help, and there you were. I look up,
and he pops like a genie.
Yeah,
that's my guy.
Right, and now today, 2 days before the reception, 4 more paintings arrive, and I learned more about the paintings that you brought last time. Some of them were fresh, and some of them were made just days ago, or they're associated somehow with certain events. My experience in hanging the show becomes an experience in me like sitting next to you. I'm looking at the work and I'm thinking about which ones are relatives and in what way. Sometimes it's formal, like the palette, the way they look or the way it's arranged. But then there's themes that kind of weave in and out of the different ways that you make artworks. For example, this theme of nurturing. You get this kind of parental theme coming over and over in different ways. Or you and I talked about just the look on some of the faces, the way the eyes work, that make it feel like, that character that we're looking at is looking at us, and they've got a stance. They're really thinking hard about what they're seeing when they look out. So the experience of you rolling up with your U-Haul and talking to me on direct messaging and in person, there's something about you that is so engaged and so engaging. And I believe that we're going to capture some of that here.
Thank you.
I don't quite know how, but I never know how.
Yeah.
Right. We just come in here and begin.
Thank you. I mean, you were pumping my tires there, and I always appreciate that. Yeah, I think it's interesting, man, because there's so many things in the art world in particular where it's like the question starts and ends with, do you like it? And it's like, yeah, I do. I like that. Thanks, man. Thanks, Mom. Thanks, wife. Thanks, friends. But then I hear you with a little bit more depth and laying eyes on it that sees something beyond it. And it's actually, I'm feeling a little bit like you're stepping all over my territory in some ways, like you're this invasive creature. And I mean that in the most flattering way possible. But it's like all those pieces, it's funny, just I was telling you over there, it's weird looking at the pieces all together. Because I remember what I was feeling when every stroke was laid down. I remember like the emotions attached to them. I remember the thoughts in my head. I remember thinking, this sucks, then let's keep going and see if it actually doesn't. And so to have somebody with the level of intentionality that you're applying to those pieces is an incredible gift, and I really appreciate it. Thank you.
And his name is Jason Jaspersen.
JJ for short. JJ from WTF.
Are you still doing introductions?
Well, so I don't know if you were interested in maybe introducing the rest of us, but at the same time,
I don't know if I matter to you at all.
I don't know,
like on a
like
cosmic
maybe,
level, but
like
I'm here as well.
Not even
There's
me.
Mike
Just
in front
like,
of my face. Let me
say
be in the room.
Just say your own name.
Okay, yes, I am Jason Jaspersen.
There we go.
And this is Whistle the Feast.
Yeah.
Man, Jason Jaspersen is such a great name.
Isn't it? And his middle name is Jens.
I actually don't know if I've really appreciated that the way that I should have. Especially, yeah.
It's almost as good as Matt Moberg.
Jason Jaspersen.
Matt Moberg.
Okay, so you guys both have the double MM and JJ.
Yeah, that's
Double
what it takes
jelly?
to be an artist.
I am. It's too late.
Yeah.
Too late.
You got to marry an N.
Well, I'm working on it.
Women get a second chance.
That's a really nice way of looking at it.
Interesting.
Nora Nelson. Nora Nelson.
That's how you burst out of the gates on a podcast right there.
days.
101.
Yep.
Oh, who are you? What's your name?
Norah.
Okay, done. We did it.
Done. Got her done.
Or is there anything
Hey,
about
Nora's
you?
one of the prized peoples here at BLC.
Yes, sir.
Matt, let me tell you about the Nora effect.
Yeah, please.
I'm ready to hear about this too.
Honestly, it felt really good when you were talking about Mace. So you're going to enjoy this trip.
Yeah.
Really linger in it. Savor it. Talk to me about the Nora effect.
Well, she has this attitude about education that I really want to get out there. She and I calculated a couple semesters ago now. I noticed she was in some classes of mine that she wasn't registered for. She'd just show up. And then I was hearing rumors that she goes to other classes too. So I was wondering, well, what's what's the grand total? So we found out that when we started counting up, she had a full load of 17 credits that she had registered for, and that's the threshold. You go beyond 17 and they charge you more.
Yeah.
Right? But when we added up all the classes she was auditing, just like showing up, doing work for her, it was in the 30s.
Oh my goodness. What? Okay, keep going.
Right? And
That's crazy.
To me, that betrays like an internal sort of intention. Like, instead of thinking, oh, I can't even, it's too much, and that's a belief. It's an attitude. Her attitude seems to be, well, all this stuff is just dangling out there. I could just go learn other things.
Yeah.
Just like show up and it's like she's getting away with it.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Like she's getting away with learning.
Hence the prized pupil nature around her.
Yeah. I don't know. I appreciate you thinking it, but genuinely.
Did it feel good for you? Like that sounded good.
It's so nice. He brings it up you've brought that up a couple of times, and like I appreciate it every time. Like very.
That's how you know there's sincerity behind it.
Genuinely, it's like yeah, like of course.
I think you need to use some more
words.
words.
For granted, the of course. That's not an of course for every student. Otherwise, that would be obvious.
That's a good point.
Can you just use more words besides yeah and of course? Because I don't know what you mean yet.
It seems like it makes a lot of sense for like, we're paying a lot of money to be here. So like go to a class if you're interested in it, like learn the material maybe if you're interested in it. Because then it just like expands your tool belt for like life. Like even if you're not like, so I've go to one of the classes I'm auditing this semester. I've actually already taken it, but I didn't.
You're still doing this.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't like. I'd already taken it, but the information was very, I thought, interesting and stuff that I didn't want to just like. I wanted to know it. So usually I go. And I pay attention, and also I'm drawing because, So it's like even in that situation, I'm still getting part of the information, even if I'm not solely focused on the class.
You're taking a class you already took.
Yeah.
Once I heard it compared to like going to a restaurant and placing an order, and maybe think of it like an exclusive restaurant, like a fancy restaurant. Everybody wants to get in there. They want to get a table. They make a reservation. So that's like getting into a college, you're in high school and you want so badly to get into this place. And then you're seated and you place your order with the registrar. I'd like to take this class and this class and this class. And then there's this baffling phenomenon later, like you just walk away from the table.
Yeah.
Like, no, thanks. I'm not going to eat the things that I ordered.
Yeah.
And I think that's
super interesting.
That helps frame it.
And yeah, it checks out. Yeah. That's awesome though.
Yeah. I appreciate it from both of you. I really appreciate it.
I do think like in hindsight, I wish I would have had more of an appreciation for like, this is that window in your life where you are here just to take in wisdom and like equip and expand your skill set and like run the things you think you know into the reality of what you don't actually know and let the chips fall where they may.
Yeah.
I think it's just like for me, college is like, it's not that. It's, you just take it for granted. You're kind of swept up too into your first like season of independence and.
Yeah. I think people like that, like I've been told that, he's told me that, like Andy's told me that before, of just like, hey, by the way, like not all of life is like this. Like you should be like, and so I think part of it is just I have really
get back into that audited class.
Like, lock in. Like, so I think part of it is just like I have teachers who have made sure to tell me that it's important for me to pay attention to this part of my life and to all parts of my life, like all of it, to just. But especially now, like, take advantage of it. And
well, that's one of the reasons I bring it up in this forum, in Whistle the Feast, because this is a way to get into the ears of people that maybe, need that reframing, need to understand that this is actually really good. All the things that maybe you think are oppressive and that are making your life hard.
You don't know hard yet? Yeah.
Well, it's what you wanted.
Yeah.
And it's actually a gift.
Hey, while we're on the topic of introductions, give me the story behind Whistle the Feast.
Well, we have an episode. We have a 2.5-hour episode.
Yeah, it's a.
Yeah, I'm not asking for a 2.5-hour explanation here, Jason Jaspersen.
Well, Matthew.
Man, throw a middle name in there too. Why not?
I say that because I don't actually know.
Okay.
It emerged.
Yeah, it took a while.
So Norah and her sister Lydia and I.
Has anybody ever called you Nordsky?
No, that would be a new one.
I got a niece named Nora, and I call her Nordsky.
You go crazy.
I don't know if she likes it. She's like 5 years old, so she'll tell me at some point, or I'll pick up the signs from her therapist. Yeah. Yeah, one way or another, I'll find out. Carry on. You were saying?
So we came in with lists, and we worked it. We workshopped it, and
because he had like, oh my goodness, 20, a lot of
many
potential
more than
names.
I think I had 20 plus snorkel names.
Yeah. He was really locked onto like this snorkel imagery at the time.
Yeah, I thought this was going to say something about snorkel,
which was like a year ago. This is almost a year old, like 3 months short of a year old.
Maybe so.
Yeah, so it was a while ago.
So that episode was a project where we walked in not knowing what the thing that we're recording is called. And we said, by the time we leave here, we have to know what it's called.
Hence, 2.5 hours. Mm-hmm. So it took us a while.
Okay. Got it.
By the end, it becomes this tournament, like a Final Four sort of.
Yeah, we had a bracket.
We
had a bracket.
Yeah. Process elimination.
Yeah, and it was fun.
It was almost Whisper the Feast.
Yeah.
That was the final showdown. It was Whistle versus Whisper.
Do you still? We have a sticky note that has it on it, like the.
Yeah, somewhere.
Breakdown. Yeah.
I mean, that's an iconic piece of BLC history.
I know, right? We should probably frame it.
And in the end, Nora's sister Lydia said, "Why are we whispering?" And Lydia happens to be a world-class whistler.
So she said, "Why are we whispering when we could be whistling?"
When we could be whistling at the end of the day.
I don't know if she said. I don't know who said it. It's recorded.
Definitely, Lydia came up with the name. She said the name.
Okay, then tell me about the feast part.
The feast refers several directions.
Yeah.
It refers to the afterlife.
Yeah.
It refers to communion. It refers to my favorite movie, Babette's Feast.
Never heard of that movie.
Yeah, it's pretty, what's it called when not a lot of, it's...
Indie?
Sure. It's,
Niche.
Okay.
Indie works.
Great. It's pretty great.
Yeah, great.
It's pretty, how could I say this? Amazing. It's a great movie.
Enjoyable.
It's relatively Danish.
Relatively.
Yeah. It's a foreign film.
It's a foreign, okay. They're not speaking English.
Okay.
You could say it's relatively
That's your favorite
Danish.
film, though.
It's kind of late 80s.
Yeah,
okay.
The subtitles.
Yeah.
Completely
I think it might be my favorite film.
Babette's Feast.
Correct.
Okay. So that was part of it.
That was part of it. Yeah, and maybe the thing that I just said about education being, like you order your meal. I just think there's some really nice imagery around hospitality. Mm-hmm. Because what we're doing right now, we're just together. We're just talking. There's no agenda. And I think that informs kind of the way that we want this to run, that it's just bringing people together the way a meal can.
Yeah.
Whistle, you probably shouldn't whistle with your mouth full.
Right.
We don't recommend that.
Back in the day, I used to watch Animaniacs. Do you remember Animaniacs?
No, I don't.
They used to have a bit called Good Idea, Bad Idea.
Is that like a Nick at Night thing?
No, it's...
I should have just left it at no, I don't.
Yeah, anyways, they had a good idea, bad idea bit.
Oh, dang it.
And so they would do a good idea, whistle while you work. Bad idea, whistle while you eat.
Whistle while you work. That's like Snow White stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right.
That's like a saying.
So anyways,
I didn't know Snow was a part of Animaniacs. Or were they just plagiarizing Snow's material? Do you mind if I call her Snow?
Like, are you it's like that's her full first name?
Oh, that's her name?
Is that true? Is that her first name?
No, Dr. White's material was being plagiarized by Animaniacs.
Anyways, painting.
Yeah, painting.
Dr. White's? When would she have gotten her doctorate?
I went from one side of the spectrum when you said I was being too cash, and I went to the other side where I was trying to be
you
proper
could hit
dignity.
her with the Ms. Mrs.
We don't know how that all turned out.
One of the dwarves was Doc.
Right. So how did he get his doctorate, do you think?
In the mines. The mines of Moria.
You're thinking that's Lord of the Rings.
Oh, Shoot, I thought it was Animaniacs.
Or is that more?
Your thought is that there's cross. So they're the
good.
same.
This is why I'm here.
Right. This is important. We're getting out of the important
so tired
topic.
of crap like this hanging over my head without answers.
I was
attached.
thinking about this today. Actually.
About Dr. White.
The Hobbit. You like all the dwarves?
Yep, I'm with you so
with
far.
With the Hobbit, they're the 7 dwarves.
So So Snow White and Lord of the Rings is like exist in the same world.
Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Right.
With Batman.
So Batman's there too.
I mean, I'm making people crazy on purpose right now.
Yeah.
Painting.
Yeah, painting.
What's your setup look like?
Yeah.
Where do you paint?
At my house primarily. Sometimes in my garage, not in the wintertime, but at my house I have like this small little office where that's where I was trying to think if there's a good story behind it. There's not. No, it's just my house.
It's just
Small
that's
office,
good.
yeah.
Well,
I've actually though, I mean, like in recognizing I'm going to bring all these pieces down here and trying to like get them all here so I could try to wrap my arms and eyes around what I'm actually presenting. There's a church in Northeast Minneapolis called Mill City Church, which is made up of saints, and they hired me to do commission work at their place in the summertime. And then I said, hey, do you guys have any spare rooms where it's just collecting dust? I don't want to step on anybody's toes. I don't want to like impose anything, but where I could just do some work there. Full-fledged green light on the scene, like boom. So like I've been doing a lot there the past month and a half now but yeah, mostly inside the office at home.
That's awesome.
So you have dedicated space?
Yes.
Like you don't have to clean up?
I mean, God forbid I give you this impression where it's like this full-blown studio as you have it laid out upstairs. That's not what this is. It's like I have my desk and my computer where I can get like Claire's emails and whatnot.
Yeah.
But then I have a wall and an easel over there.
That's the famous Claire Marcus email coming out on Mondays.
When I need to come up for air from the email life, I can go over there and I can paint.
Right.
But that's what I'm talking about. Like it's a space that's set aside.
Yeah.
So you can step into it, you can work, you can step out of it, and it waits for you.
Which is actually best for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like if I'm, sometimes I think, especially as a dad now with 3 young boys and a wife that I love, it is, for me to go somewhere else, not that I'm opposed to studio. I think I would like one at some point to have that, but it is like once I leave the house, there's a deficit that my wife has to pick up.
Yeah.
She's now the one who has to oversee all things, make sure kids are getting to basketball, everything is happening, nobody's killing each other. And so once I leave, I'm gone. And once I'm gone, with that behind me, the pressure gets amped up where it's like, you better produce.
Yeah.
You better take advantage of this time. As opposed to if I'm at my house, my office, I can paint and I can step out. I can have a kid come in. We can do the thing together. Like
right.
there's a embeddedness of life that happens there that I can't get if once I dip out.
That makes
We're not machines.
Yeah.
God made a thing that's complicated. Mm-hmm. It's beyond our understanding. If you can, you like to say, if I can understand it, you know, like maybe it's not from God.
Yeah.
That's good.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that's not exactly the same.
I can't remember. Oh, like if I could understand him, he probably wouldn't be God.
If I could
like
understand him.
Like if I
Isn't
could
that why they
understand
say like
everything.
the Buddhist tradition, if you ever find the Buddha, kill him? Like, maybe a little more crass, but that's what we're talking about here, right, guys?
That's it, right?
That sounds like
doing this right?
That sounds like false teachers, you know. Like.
Yeah, I don't.
All right, Matthew Moberg.
It's been a while since I've gotten my Matthew, but I'll allow it.
Matt, it sounds to me like you suffer. Well, I think you suffer in a lot of ways. But it sounds to me like you suffer from something that I've had conversations privately with students, and now it's going to be on Whistle the Feast. There's this thing that curses talented people. It's kind of hard to talk about because boo-hoo, you can do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Oh, I can play a guitar. Wow, look at that. What's something that you can't do? Art.
You can do art.
Represented by a gallery. Turns out that you're really good. I'm going to change majors and study biblical theological studies on Monday and go for it and jump into it. I believe that you're an amazing dad.
Thanks.
I believe that. When you tell your kids something amazing is going to happen today, you're embedding this attitude of possibility and just a stance on the world that's not just a deer.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's stunning. The problem is it's directionless because for some people doors get closed.
Mm-hmm.
You find out you're not good at something.
Yeah.
And for you, it sounds like, well, you try a thing and then like you just do it. You can just do it. Good Morning America. Does that feel? I don't even know the words here. Like I don't feel like we have language for this circumstance.
Yeah.
But I'm observing it with some of my students.
Yeah, I think. I think it's very much like I just go 0 to 60 with things, and so part of it is I became addicted to golf 2 summers ago, where I was like, I've never played golf. I'm not good at it. It drove me absolutely crazy, but I obsessed over it. I was like, I got to get good. Something is off if I can't figure this thing out. It's a game. It's a stick. It's a ball. Put it in the hole. Bada bing, bada boom. It should be easy to figure that out. But I think what happens to me is like when I get into something, I don't dabble well. Like I really go all the way, which is just a. But I think with what you're saying too, there's a Gabor Mate, famous like psychologist. I think. He's written a lot of beautiful, powerful things. But he talks about artists and addiction and how there's a heightened level of sensitivity that you walk through the world with, and knowing how to both perceive the way that you do in a way that doesn't completely derail you, like knowing how to steward that energy appropriately and safely, and in a way that is to be celebrated and. For yourself. And I think that is always the dance that you learn how to do is if you're going to go all the way. Ed Bukowski put out this poem that rocked my world in college called Roll the Dice. But it's so like boring and straight to the point. He's like, if you're going to try, like go all the way. It's a redundant thing again and again. Whatever you do, what is the point in going 1 foot in? Like whether it's like spirituality, art, golf, whatever the thing might be, dadding it up. Like if you're going to try, go all the way. Live a life where at least like it's. I got a tattoo of Icarus on my arm because there's this poem where it says like everyone complains, everyone says how Icarus fell, but they also forget that he flew. Like he was somebody who went into the air. Like he flew. Like I'll burn out at the end of my days. Like I'd much rather like go down swinging than passively sitting on the sidelines hoping things will change, and then I'll make a decision to be active and participatory in my life. Mm-hmm. So I think it's just the suffering is probably not having it. I can feel the sharp edges of it more so when I don't have a proper understanding of this is a time to jump all in. I need to do both like adult it and dial up the inner Peter Pan, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like that sense of like, I'm going to go all the way, and I'm also going to make dinner for my kids tonight. I'm going to go all the way, but I'm going to make sure that our bills are paid as well. And I'm going to make sure that like things like learning how to do that marriage, so much easier said than done when you are younger and you can get away with it. But I think that life has a way of teaching you that you need to learn how to hold both things in equal measure. And I've also seen firsthand the high costs that come with not knowing how to marry those things.
Right.
Define the both things just so that it's clear.
Yeah, let me try. It's I think that me being a passionate pursuer of whatever's in front of me, the thing that I'm giving my energy towards, very easily, if I have no sense of otherness in my life, I get tunnel vision. I get locked in. I get obsessive about these things. That's just how I am. So what happens then is I have a wife that feels neglected. I have kids that feel like they know who dad is, but they don't see him very often. I have a wife who feels like all of the things that need to happen to make a household run and make like our relationships remain intact, she has to do all of the heavy lifting on her by herself. So for me, it's a maturation thing where it's like, I'm not going to divorce myself completely from the passionate pursuit of life. That's who I am. This is what I do.
Right.
But I'm also not going to be a jerk.
Absolutely.
I'm also
those are the two things.
Yeah, I'm gonna learn how to like handle it in a responsible and respectful way, because it's not all about you, bro. Like, chill out. It's not all about you. And so I don't care. Like, yeah, does that make sense? It's hard to like articulate fully, but
I think it
how
does.
to give yourself fully to something without. It's like I coached my kids' basketball team last year, and I told them every game, because we had some kids who were like dropping FUs at the ref. So we need to have a sit down conversation and talk about this.
How old are these kids?
These are third graders. Yep. Yeah. I said,
we just talked about this at lunch.
Basketball.
I love their passion. I love how bad like they love the game, and I want you to give all of your heart without losing any of your head. And for me, like, that's what this is. I want to give all my heart to something, to everything, to the things that matter the most. But I don't want to be dumb along the way.
Yeah.
I want to put my, thinking cap on, and also hold it like an adult that cares about other people, and more than just intentions, but also impact.
I read this interview with, it was an author, Norah Jones was the author. And someone had asked her about, I know. She's like a
musician?
No. Okay, so it must be a different lady. I know her first name's Nora.
What is she?
I don't remember.
Did she have a husband that passed?
No,
I feel like you would know that. I feel like that was her big. At least that's the Nora I'm thinking of right now.
All right, so there is an author. I don't know if her last name is Jones, I guess. I think her first name is Nora. There was an interview with an author that I read.
This is falling apart.
And
as you go, you lost the surname.
Jaksyn, cut that out.
Jaksyn's
Sorry,
so
you were
busy.
saying about Noah. I completely derailed that.
No, Nora. Okay, so the author, someone had asked her, like, how do you handle writing your books and being passionate about writing while also, she was married, she had kids, she had, like, this whole another life, and she was like, I think of it like you're juggling balls, and some of them are glass and some of them are plastic. And while you're juggling, you need to know which balls are plastic and which ones are glass. And you also need to know
you gotta
how
catch
coordinated
the glass.
you are.
Yeah.
Like, are you good at catch? Like, what's your
How many
coordination
glass
level? How do you
balls
juggle?
can you throw up in one time?
Exactly. And I'm like, that's a really good way.
That's actually perfect.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I didn't botch it completely.
No, that was good. That was good.
I insist that one of the greatest things I learned in college was juggling.
I was just about to say that because
Well, go
genuinely in high school that was like not really a thing. I had a study hall that I got essentially all of my homework done with in high school, and then after school I didn't have anything to do. In college I live at the school. Like, my studio is upstairs. When I'm not doing homework, I'm like, I should probably be painting right now. But I also have friends, and I also have my family that I want to, like, talk on the phone with or video call and stuff. And so suddenly, like, the idea of juggling a lot of different balls and I'm really bad at it. I'm still not great at it.
Yeah.
And Claire, actually, is one of the people who's taught me most, like, how to learn to drop balls, because it's going to happen. Like, the whole point of the metaphor is that you will, like, there's no world where you juggle all of them perfectly all the time. Like, you will drop them. And so,
I'd like to practice with you.
Claire has been, I think we have been.
I think you should be part of like the program on Thursday night.
Yeah, probably.
A little juggling act.
If you want to, I'll bring some for you.
I mix some glass balls and mix this.
Just keep things exciting.
Yeah.
Just keep everybody on their toes. So we're doing the tattoo gun, and then we're doing
the tattoo gun.
Okay,
I'll bring the tattoo gun. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's all happening.
So yeah, I completely agree. I think college is maybe your first and also quite an intense, like, violent introduction to, like, the glass and plastic balls of.
No, I'm talking about actually juggling.
This is not a metaphor for him, okay?
It turns into a metaphor.
Listen, I did not learn how to juggle in college.
See, but
so I can't connect.
This is what I'm
that.
trying to tell you. I could teach you. I learned it from Pete Bladel.
I could just ask Pete if I want to learn how to juggle.
He's trying to make this relationship a little more fiscally profitable. Would you be willing to hire him for a juggling lesson?
I can't hire him for
That is not what's happening. I guess.
Let's get you on public record right
If
now.
it's about juggling, it's going to be Silas, because Silas is in on the juggling.
Yeah, you're gonna have to.
Silas and I will talk about juggling.
I'll watch a YouTube video on it.
Yeah, that'll teach you how to juggle.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
You can learn almost anything.
Yes,
That's
You
another
can
subject.
you can believe that you can learn almost anything.
It hasn't failed me so far. Yeah.
And yet you're in school.
Which is a step beyond the YouTube vids.
Curses. You're right.
Foiled again.
Curses foiled again. You're right.
Matt.
Yeah.
I'm still getting used to it.
Yeah.
Timberwolves.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know nothing. I mean, I know what they are.
Oh, come on, man. You don't cheer for the Wolves?
Sure.
He's
No.
lived in Minnesota his whole life, by the way.
That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah, I mean, sure. I went to some of the first season games
Yeah.
way back.
Yeah.
Before I could shave, they gave me a Gillette razor.
Awfully kind of
on
us
that
to do
day.
that for you. Yeah.
But I want you to tell me, what's that life? What do you do with the Timberwolves?
This is my 6th year, I think, with them. I initially got into it because one of my good buds was asked to be the head coach, Ryan Saunders. And so he was the coach for the Wolves. And we had connected a lot because his dad is Flip Saunders, who is kind of like the iconic coach for the Minnesota Timberwolves when it comes to our team's history. We had connected a lot when Flip was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma and was in the hospital. And he was in the hospital during a time when my son was born at 32 weeks, and he was in the hospital for his whole first month, same hospital, different grounds. So we had a lot of time together just to kind of go into the weeds of things and dive into the depths. And so when he got asked to be head coach, he had this idea of like, how do we reimagine what spiritual support looks like for these guys that nobody will ever feel empathetic for? Like, nobody's going to be going like, oh, Carl Towns, you are making $120 million. Tell me more about your problems type things. And I think that's been the biggest surprise as I've done the work is I do feel not bad, but I feel I can empathize with them a lot with just how lonely so many of them are, how unheard so many of them feel, how relationally locked into one place they feel like they're supposed to be. And so I've been doing that and being in their corner for about 6 years now, which by and large is just like relational work. It's just like a lot of one-on-ones with players, both on the team now, but players that are off the team on other teams now. And but before every home game, 60 minutes prior to tip-off, we do like a 15-minute chapel. And so I'll bring like a mini sermon of sorts, and we'll sit and we'll look at scripture, we'll hear story, and we'll pray, and then we'll send them on their way, which can be kind of like this tokenized experience in some ways. It can be small and irrelevant and again tokenized, but I think what it does is sets a firm foundation for relational engagement to happen. And I think if I didn't have that, I told Ryan when I first said yes to the gig that if it felt too tokeny and not like loaded with some level like transformative potential, both for myself and for the player, and like this mutual exchange, I don't know if this is the best thing for me, but it has been. It's been a beautiful relationship and really enjoyed it. And plus, I love basketball. My kids love basketball, and so it's been fun to raise them around Timberwolves and bring them into the fold.
Generally, the sports world, the professional sports world, is like invisible to me.
Yeah,
I don't.
In my world, it's like that's the only thing we see. So art is more invisible. Where it's like the flip of the script.
That's interesting, but so I'm going to ask questions out of ignorance.
Yeah, you want to know what basketball is?
Set them up for him.
Yeah.
Crash course.
So there's a hoop.
Right, just like the Incas.
Stay with me.
We were talking about juggling, right?
Yeah, right. It's like that, but with teams. Mm-hmm. So are there?
It's a terrible explanation for basketball. It's juggling, but with teams.
And there's only one.
Yeah.
Right. So immediately
You fight for the one ball.
Fight for the one ball.
Do other teams have a similar position? Do you know if you have...
Every team has a chaplain, yeah.
I did not know this.
Yeah, every team does.
There's my
actually, in most sports, all sports, as far as I know.
This is new to me.
Yeah, so Vikes have one, Wild have one, the Lynx have one.
Okay, so when you say all sports, you just name Minnesota teams.
Well, I mean, beyond, I'm saying like they're parallel. Okay, so the Packers have one, the Giants have one, the Knicks have one.
Now I get it. Okay.
Yeah.
All sports that matter.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Is that a long tradition?
It is, yeah. Really? Yeah, it's been going on for a long time. But don't ask me about like the roots. I mean, I know it's been like since I don't really know.
That's okay.
Yeah.
No. The next question is, like, do you run into denominational issues or people who just don't want it? For
sure. It's not imposed. It's invitational only.
Okay.
So I'll be in the locker room and be like, hey, fellas, we got, we're in a chapel. Obviously, y'all know, middle of the hall, right down here. And I'll go to the visitors' locker room, say the same thing. And it's not a huge crowd.
Visitors, too.
Yeah.
The teams get together.
Yeah.
Dude.
Cool. So it's pretty cool, man. I mean, and part of it is, too, is like, we're not teaching like the doctrine of the Trinity in that space. Mm-hmm. Like we're talking about things we're talking about here. We're like how to move slowly in the space and recognize like, man, the odds of making it to the NBA are so astronomically ridiculous. Like it's impossible that you're here and yet you're here. Like, do you ever like carve out moments when you step onto the court and you can stand still and just savor and be like, this is what I've always prayed for. Like, this is what I've worked all this time for. I might never get a minute in the game. I might tear my ACL the next quarter. But right now, like, if you can't feel like the beauty and the weight of that. So I think that's kind of our role is to both, same way with my kids leaving the house in the morning, how do we both like reposture people into a place of openness and excitement and anticipation of goodness, and how do we help people recognize what's happening all at the same time? So we don't have a ton of we don't run into a lot of denominational hurdles.
Have you met other chaplains?
Yeah. There's like a weekly chaplain call that I haven't been on for a while now, just for time. But there's also like the chaplains during the summer league, and the NBA players go down to Vegas during the summer for summer league, where the rookies get a lot of run, and the chaplains do like a whole weekend around it, and so they all get together then, and All-Star Game weekend, all the chaplains go, and yeah. So
it occurs to me that when you talk about the awareness that, look at you, you did it, here you are, this is the NBA, that's like what I was saying about that curse of talent earlier. There's this, or boo-hoo, you're making hundreds of millions of dollars, you know? Well, the reality is that inside of that, while some may not sympathize, inside of that there's a lonely human.
Oh, yeah. And there's, again, like for a lot of these guys, to be in the NBA, I wish I had the numbers in front of you because it's an absurd feat. To make it onto an NBA roster is an absurd feat. But they gave their whole lives to it. So you give your whole lives to this one craft because the end result might be somehow that you end up on an NBA roster, then you get there, and it's like, oh, okay. You know, it's like I had a friend that wrote a book, and it did really well, and he was so excited the first day, like climbed the charts, was killing it. And he goes, then I woke up the next day, and I was like, I gotta make a sandwich for my kids before they go to school. It's like, it's not the end all be all that we think these pipe dreams are. Like, and so how not to, because that can send you very quickly into a place of like depression. I mean, we are our own worst enemies in that way, where it's like, I gave everything I have because my hope attached to this dream was that if I arrive in that space, all of the missing pieces that are scattered within me, they'll be reconciled. They'll be like reimagined, re-put together, and yet I still feel lack. That lack was supposed to be lost upon arrival.
That's what heaven is for?
Yeah. So there's that sense of like, so what do you do with this now? Because nobody gives a crap about their lack. Like, to our point, like nobody is like, I mean, it's just...
It's like they've actually lost something.
Yeah,
this.
Yeah, and it's also like it's not just the loss of arrival attached to that, both like the loss of like this myth that everything would be as it's supposed to be once you arrive, but also like you don't know who to trust anymore now that you have all this money. You don't know like what rooms you can walk into and be seen as an actual person. I remember the first time I met Andrew Wiggins for the Timberwolves. He was one of our better players when I first got started. He's not on the team anymore. But I was like, hey, what do you want me to call you? Like, do you want me to call you Wiggins? Like Wig? Like, and he goes, you know, my fans and on the court, they call me Wig and Wiggins a lot, but people who know me call me Andrew. And I would appreciate if you call me Andrew. And I just think there's a lot of guys who are longing to be called Andrew or Carl or Josh or seen as like more than, which is why I think if you watch the NBA, there's a lot of guys like trying their hand at different endeavors, like whether it's starting schools or working with kids in different projects or getting into fashion and art in that way. Like I think it's a lot of it's like I'm more than just the guy who dribbles a ball up and down the court. That I think they're trying to respond to that felt lack that they didn't expect to have.
I'm more than a commodity.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Even this past weekend, you know, at the Ryder Cup, where New York fans were just ruthless to the European team. And like individual, like seeing Rory McIlroy and screaming FUs at him and throwing a beer can that hit his wife. Like all you see is this golfer that's opposed to you. You don't see a dad. You don't see somebody who lays awake at night going like, what's next for me? Feeling like the twilight hours of his career are, we're not good at seeing people the way we're supposed to see people. And yeah, the reality is like even that painting that I made of Jesus healing the eyes, it's only through allowing another life to touch you that you can actually let the light in. Like you're not actually going to have your vision expanded if it's just through the objectification of another person for your own personal gain or loss. And that's all they are. You made them really small. And what was it? C.S. Lewis, he used to say, like, if you actually could see the weight of glory in everyone around you, your jaw would always be on the floor. Like you'd go insane to see how much this person matters, regardless of what they do. That's the story of the baptism of Jesus. Like in a nutshell, it's like you are enough as is. With what you've done right now, before you ever walk on water or pick up a cross, you are sufficient, you are seen, you are celebrated, you are well-pleasing to me. Like let that voice that speaks over Jesus' life. Like,
that's my boy.
Poof, that's my boy. And then immediately the Spirit drives him into the desert where darkness, devil, whatever goes, if you are who the voice in the water says you are, then do these things. So immediately the first thing that gets attacked is the voice that spoke the truth into your ears that changed your perspective on how you're supposed to be in this world. Like for me, that's the core story. If everyone can get to that place, there's so much healing that could happen. I apologize for that mini sermon. I did not mean to grab a pulpit there. And
gotta stop. Don't apologize.
I know. I'm not trying to apologize. Then I realized sometimes after I'm like, I really did talk a lot there, and that was not my intention to step on WTF's feet like that.
It's my fault for inviting you.
Hey, that's on you. You want to apologize?
No, I don't.
We can have an apology.
I do not want to apologize. I want to talk about healing because it seems like that's something you're interested in. Over and over, there's a lot of themes here where I see it in your work, I see it in your life choices, and I hear it in the way that you talk. I think you're interested in healing.
Yeah.
Being healed and being a conduit for healing.
Yeah.
That's so like I'm the guy who's holding the ball and now you kick it through the uprights.
Okay. That's what you're doing right now?
Yeah.
There's not a question. I mean, when you hold that ball, ask me the question. You want to know what I think about healing?
Yeah.
I think it's possible. I think a lot of people don't think it's possible. I think I would like to invite a lot of people into an AA room to hear how possible it is. For me, when I think I think that when you get into a spiral space where you are, like, pardon the cliche, but you just feel chained, like you're wrapped up in something that you can't get out, and you think you just don't see tomorrow as bright and loaded with possibilities, and you think like, I'm going to be crippled by this thing. For me, it was drinking, and but for others, it's a lot of other things. There is such a gutting hopelessness that is hard to deal with when you don't believe that healing is possible. But then when you show up in an AA room and you raise your hand in the air and you say, I want to be better, I want something more from me, and you hear from other people that have also felt that way and have been finding that more for the past 10, 20 years, you go, this is actually, the story as it is not the story that it'll be. Like, there's a chance for a departure from the norm and change. And what's beautiful about addiction, and why I'm a grateful addict in that way, alcoholic, whatever the language is like, there's not a lot of paths where it really forces your hand to, you have to change. It's like the invitation to become a Christian or something like that is like, you pray this prayer, you put your trust and you do this dance. But there's not like, you're going to have to change everything in your life. The places you go, the decisions that you make, where you were most vulnerable to it, what kind of accountability you're going to bring around you. When you're trying to step into a path of recovery, it's like, you have to do the hard work. It's gonna hurt like hell, but you have to do the hard work. And I think that's where the healing happens. Is I think there's an honesty. It's healing's always like preceded by honesty and coming to the end of yourself, and that look in the mirror that you try to sidestep for a lot of times. But yeah, I think the number one thing I've am more convinced and convicted about is that it's possible. And there's a lot of time in my life where I didn't know that was true.
I'm profoundly undisappointed in you.
I need to calculate that first. I think that's a compliment, right?
Yeah, I'm proud of you.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
That's me saying that, hopefully in ways that ring in your ears, that you are not a disappointment.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Healing is possible. That's the gospel.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And God tells us that you can't do it.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
He's got it. He's got it.
That is, and that's the heart of, when you talk about the gospel, that is like why I think, thinking about Jesus from like an artistic perspective of like, if I want to live a beautiful, nutritional life, I really like the brush strokes that Jesus makes. I find there to be life in the choices, in the way that he enters rooms, that he engages with other people, in the way that he engages with himself, the way that he is engaged with by God. I find there to be like something, I can't remember the theologian who said this, but it just rang so true for me. They said the thing that sets Jesus apart from everybody else in history is not that he carried a cross or was able to open blind eyes. It's not even the fact that God said that he loves him. The thing that sets Jesus apart is that he was the first person to truly believe it. And I think that there's something so beautiful and palpable and loaded with the potential for healing to actually encounter that message and walk like faithfully forward with that confidence and rootedness. That's my prayer for my kids. That's that sense of enoughness. And yeah.
Yeah. And so that quote has to do with an allegiance to the invisible.
Yeah.
Right? It's not necessarily about the demonstrations, the behavior.
Right. Right.
There's a nature in there.
Yeah.
There is a belief in there.
Yeah. Something
you can't touch, you can't see.
Yeah.
And also you can't take.
It's not reactive. I mean, it's this, it's that rooted sense right there where it's the allegiance is happening. There's a medicinal part of it where it's before the life is hard, period. Right. I mean, there's like the moment you think you got things lined up or figured out or everything is in orderly fashion, the curveballs start coming and you're challenged and you're pushed. And if your whole spirituality is based on your reactive tissue to every event,
like you're surprised.
Yeah. There is like this, even for me, like when I read like the Sermon on the Mount, the gospel of Jesus, there's so much of like, you are loved, you are seen, you are celebrated, you are safe. There's nothing you have to do. Now, what do you want to do? As opposed to like a lot of the message I've gotten from churches in the past, been like, you have to do something. Get out there, produce, perform, prove your allegiance. Well, you can do that, and you can be effective, and you can be medicinal to a lot of people, but maybe not to yourself as much. When it comes from this place of like, you are loved as is right now. Now, what do you want to do? There's freedom in that. Like that's beautiful to me. Like and again, I tie it all back to healing, because if we're talking about healing, we're talking about the possibility for things to get better, and we're talking about current predicaments not being final statements on your life. Like it's is it the Methodist church, or there's a church out there, like they have like a logo. I might be making this up, but like they changed they made their logo like just a comma. The idea of like, because of the presence of God, like everything that you are so quick to put a period on, every grave that you've buried, it's been turned into a comma instead. And just wait. It might not happen overnight. It didn't happen overnight for Jesus. It took a day or two. But like, trust that the healing is happening behind the scenes, and it's not all about you.
God is active.
Yeah. And that goes back to even just like the walking in throughout the woods with like this awareness of there's a moreness here. Like I don't need to perfectly run the math on. Was never good at math anyways. I don't need to make sure I nail down the perfect like definition or know how to articulate you. Here's what that moreness is, and let me break it all down to you in some scientific method. I don't need to. I think there's healthy ways of going about that for sure. But I think that sense of aliveness that I personally derive a lot of life from is that I'm not alone in this thing. There's something beautiful happening, and I can't see what it is, and I wonder what it'll be next.
The holy hum that undergirds all things.
The holy hum that undergirds all things, yeah.
Painting.
Oh, yeah, painting.
So, there's no guarantee that this will be released while your show is still up. It's probably in the past.
Yeah.
Where the show is in the past.
What a show it was.
The exhibit. Yeah. And at the time of this recording, the reception, the gallery reception is in the future. Yeah. We're a couple days away from that. But the painting, let's bring our attention, we call them feast readers, bring our readers' attention to some artworks. Okay. Particular artworks. Maybe Norah, this is time for you to maybe prompt a few pieces, and let's get some thoughts on individual pieces. I'll let you ruminate on that, unless you got something right now.
I don't know all the exact names of them. I can look.
I don't know any of the names.
I can look on the Trello board.
You know the names better than I do.
That's the one.
What's the Trello board? That's right. I was like,
but you don't need names. Like just describe it.
Okay, it's in profile, and there's a earring. I don't know if it's an earring. It's a gold circle. And the background is pink. It's a man.
Man standing, pink sky.
I can find it if you need the title.
Yeah. Right now it's hung to the right of the big white
man
piece.
Standing, pink sky.
Might be in water.
Why am I blanking on this? This is terrible. Like,
you called it a Jesus
painting.
It's okay.
You have a
when
lot.
We hung it.
Is it the one about today?
No. Bright colors.
Bright colors. Okay.
Hold on. I'll find it.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you have it?
Yes. That is a Jesus painting. That is. I'm not going to attempt to say his name in Dakota language, but it was inspired by. I'm reading the gospel from a Native American's perspective, with the Native American language involved in it and embedded throughout and notes attached. And so I think that popped off of that. I don't have anything much more profound than that, but
that's something.
Yeah,
I've never heard of somebody making a piece from that perspective.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Yeah. Well, I grew up and it was all white Jesuses. Yeah. And I also grew up hearing about Jesus self-identify with those who are on the margins, who are not a part of dominant culture. And so it was always shocking to me, the gap between how many white Jesuses that looked like my dad were posted everywhere. And then Jesus said, but I'm like this. And not to even take into account the historical roots of Jesus and the Christian hand. And so I think there's a pragmatic side when I paint Jesus as a person of color, both because theologically that lines up with me, but also because we have no shortage of white Jesuses out there. that have been representing a lot of white folk for a long time. And that's been a disservice to the historical Jesus, but also disservice to a lot of communities who look at Jesus and are trying to see how their story is married to his.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, my turn. The one right next to it. Big white textured canvas.
Untitled.
I hung the show, and as I was applying my curation brain, I started looking for partners or neighborhoods or cousins or relatives, to group them. And that one doesn't have any.
No, I know.
And so I put it right in the middle.
Yeah.
I made that. It's big, and I sensed that it was important to you.
It was.
When we unwrapped it.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that piece?
Yeah, can I pull up what I wrote about? Because I wrote about it after I made it.
You have my permission.
Thank you so much, by the way. I really appreciate you giving me that full green light.
I authorize you.
I made this piece when I was in rehab, but you guys, I don't know if I have it. I did have it.
I do if you don't.
Yeah, can you read it for me?
You can read it if you want.
Yeah, let me see it. Thank you.
Yep.
All right. This is what I wrote afterwards, kind of like, because I felt the same thing where it's like, this isn't kind of like pieces I make, really. Like, how do I...
Afterwards, you mean after the U-Haul?
No, I wrote this when I hung it at the first place it went up.
Okay.
Like, to understand how it's couched into a familial...
First time it went up.
Yeah, without looking like any of its siblings. Mm-hmm. I said, in one of my first weeks at rehab, I was tasked by a counselor to create a piece of art that felt like a respite from the grind of addiction. While I'm not typically drawn towards abstract work, I'm drawn towards an honest piece, Peace. This was my attempt at finding that. Through the cracks of the canvas and the lumps and bumps up and down, I made this piece to look at this piece and remember that while I'm all fractured up, I'm also still here. I'm fine. I'm going to be okay. In the past few months, whenever I've needed to catch my breath and ideally some serenity, this is my space that I would run to. When I first went into rehab, that was, I felt like everything I knew about my story and my surroundings was fuzzy, and I knew it was good. I knew I should be at rehab. I knew there was constructive goodness happening, but I felt like it felt really noisy at the same time. And so that piece came out of a desire for cleanliness or like just like a respite from the noise, like a way to like turn down. I just need to, amidst it all, like there still is, for me, that was a way to plug back into the outlet of peace and get charged up again. How don't you like any of my other pieces?
Let me go through this. I'm walking around the gallery right
Fire up that Trello.
Yeah,
well, I've got one. I mean, if you want to take time and get ready.
Sure.
Let's go, how about the stacked humans?
Yeah. So one of the big messages in AA is that you need to come to the end of yourself. And there's a sense of like, it's not about you, bro. Sit down, be humble, as the Prophet Kendrick Lamar taught us. I think that there's something really beautiful for me. I'm kind of sentimentally geared towards remembering that I'm standing on the shoulders of people who are standing on the shoulders of people who are standing on the shoulders of people. It didn't start with you. It won't end with you, no matter how fouled up things get along the way or how much goodness you bring. I don't know the name of my great-great-grandpa. You're here for a minute and then you're gone. But I'm grateful to him because somewhere along the line, somewhere in the stack, there's somebody standing on his shoulders. And I'm standing on my grandma's shoulders and my cousin's, like you didn't come out of nowhere. And so that's where that piece came from.
How about some of the drawings upstairs? You have like ink ones and you have...
Yeah. I'm trying to remember the ones I had out there. There is one of them is I think it's helpful for me. In my marriage, there's an old man kissing his wife, and it came from a place of this sense of it's easy to reach a funeral service and pay tribute and recognize the full weight of somebody else's life. And so that piece is called Thank You for This Life. And I look at my wife and I think like, man, I know I'm really grateful for you. I don't feel it all the time. it's not like I'm constantly aware, but I know that like in those moments where you feel like life gets thin and the stakes get high, it's like we have this, again, one short life, and the people that are a part of it are a very big deal. And I don't want to miss that. I don't want to walk through life without gratitude attached. And so that was one of them. There's another one where there's Jesus as a boy carrying the cross with the thorns on his head. That one. And I think for me, like I read the scripture stories and I read them as I think I listen to a lot of the white space between the black words and the ink, and I think about Mary being at the cross, and I think about how to the world there is this heretic being killed or a savior being killed, but to her, that's her baby boy. And I don't know if maybe it will change, but like for my kids, as they get older, they're still going to be my little boys. And for me, like there's so much human heart I don't know why it makes me emotional, but I think that's where it comes from, is recognizing that's a lot of Jesus' stuff for me, is like seeing the humanity of it, not just because it's important, just remember he was fully God and fully human, but because there's so much like what a precious life that was lived and lives. What a beautiful story with people who loved him because he was who he was, and people who knew him and were disappointed in him and had different hopes and expectations for him, and crowds that wanted to throw him off the cliff and he marched right through them. Like all of this wild human being. But it's not as black and white, easily definable. And when I think about that moment on Calvary through the eyes of Mary, I think about, parents who have lost kids. I think about like this, you see this tragedy, this pain in a different way than anyone else could ever. And it's, yeah.
Okay. So go to that fresh one that you painted the day of the Annunciation shooting.
Yeah.
First of all, we should describe which piece that is.
It's half done. Yes. There's a painting that I did. So my kids all went to Annunciation. For the past decade, we've had each of our kids at Annunciation up until last year. It's the first year we haven't had a child there. We live right next door to it. And when we heard that morning what had happened, just gutted. I mean, still like, so it's been a hard month. We've been a part of like a vigil leadership team where we kind of oversee it at night or during the day whenever we can pick up a spare hour to do so. But that day, I think that art for me has been that place where I find my feet and catch my breath. And so we had a big Minneapolis gathering that evening where they were going to do a vigil, and we were going to pay respect to Fletcher and Harper and the horror and the tragedy and the trauma that transpired that day. But between the events that night and the news that morning, I started to paint a heartbroken Jesus. For me, like my mind goes to when Jesus gets to the city and everyone's pumped up, but he's in the city, he just starts weeping, and he's like, man, I've tried to teach you guys for so long now. I've tried to be like that mama hen that's brought you close and held you close against my breast and say, there's a better way forward for us, and you stupid idiots don't listen. And it's like just that brutal, like that's how I felt. Not me trying to teach like Jesus trying to teach them, but like that sense of it was an exhausted kind of sadness. And my kids came home from school and they saw me painting it, and they came and they started to help a little bit. And at the end of the day, we were kind of like, I don't know when you reach a finish line with the painting. It's always a little complicated in that way. But this one, as undone and just being reserved to the acts of that day, felt right. I don't know if it was good or important or otherwise. It just felt right. And but part of the undone nature of it is just that sense of there's not an easy way to silver bullet or button that thing up. Like there's not an other side that it's hard. And I feel like the tears of Jesus still, like thinking about, like it's a sad thing that happened yesterday in a church in Michigan. It happened it's just like it's just sad. And I think to lose even with the normalcy of it, because of what we were saying earlier, how fast paced we are and how busy and how prone we are to efficacy and efficiency, like we don't pay any mind to the sobbing Savior outside of the city of Jerusalem who still looks on with an exhausted weep. And I don't know how I'm just as guilty as everyone else at that, but I think it needs to be noted.
That painting hadn't read as unfinished to me.
Yeah.
I didn't register it as unfinished. So that's just information for you.
Yeah. I was wondering if, like, because I kind of started penciling out like how the body would be positioned on it, if it would look like, oh, you penciled it, so it looks like you didn't really finish what you're trying to do.
But I think your show establishes a nice sort of norm where you seem to say over and over, I get to decide how much I do, or where I localize my efforts and then localize your attention.
Yeah.
And you're the artist, you can do whatever you want.
I think that's more accidental than anything else, but
the worlds that you build, it's like,
yeah,
that's for you.
Yeah.
We visit.
I appreciate it coming through.
Norah, you got another one?
Sure. The one that's called, I think it's called We're All Just Walking Each Other Home.
See, I haven't seen any of these titles. Like titles just do a new thing.
Yeah.
They spark some connection. So I'm fascinated because I don't know which one you mean.
That's based off a quote by a guy named Ram Dass, and I don't really know much about his work outside of that quote, because when I heard it, it was that feels like what we're doing at church when we remember kids' names that aren't our own, and when we run into each other at the grocery store and we ask, like, how are you doing? And that is that's one of my favorite paintings. Thanks for bringing that up, just because it is like we're all just walking each other home. That's what we're all doing. We're all trying to figure it out. I think I have directions home. You think you have directions home. It looks like our paths are going different ways, but we're all like just walking each other home. And so how do you, yeah. And I've had so many, it comes again from that place of gratitude where I've had so many people help me walk my way home and keep the belief alive that there is a home to walk towards. And, but yeah. Also, it kind of is a direct attack against the idea of, like, you need to be flawless and striking just solid gold and pure A's across the board. Like that sense of, we're trying to figure it out. We're all just walking each other home.
Well, can we describe that painting? What's it look like?
It's the black and white one.
Yeah, it's like an ink wash painting. It's kind of got that nurturing vibe to it, where it's an older man with his son or his traveling partner. And they are distant figures walking on away from the viewer. And yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know which one we're on. Let's pull away from the work and look at the working. What's it like for you to make a piece? Do you have intention when you go in? Do you know, like, for example, that piece, right? Did you know that was going to turn out that way? You had drawings?
Yeah. I don't have a formulaic like play that I do every time. I think for that one, I wanted to capture, I've never done a landscape painting, and I've tried like crash and burn attempts. I don't know why. Maybe they might be better than I think they are, but like they just feel, I don't know why. Yeah. So I wanted to have something that was a wider lens look at two people walking on a road. And I think that's always, yeah. So my process, though, when I step in the studio, was either like there's a driving idea, or I'll show you this. Like I did this one last night that's 36 by 36, and it's not done at all, but it was kind of this idea of, it looks really bad there, but I wanted to have Jesus. I was thinking about the idea of the voice that Jesus hears in the River Jordan as he steps into the scene in Jerusalem on Palm Sunday, where he's hearing from a crowd that is calling him king on one day, and then 5 days later they call him to be killed. And so my idea going into that space is, how do I bring the water that's wet behind his ears from that moment years prior to into this week where it's like, don't trust the crowds. Don't listen to what people say about you. They'll call you king one moment and they'll call you to be killed the next. And I follow where it leads. So I start pragmatically, or is that the right word, pragmatically, for this one? I start with usually trying to pencil things onto a canvas or digitally. I'll start digitally and start like drawing things around or messing around that way and seeing like, does this make sense? Is the ideas coming together in the way they should be?
So the painting you just showed me, right? Yeah. You just described this impulse and this sort of philosophical sort of connection. You're trying to connect.
Yeah.
You're trying to say something that maybe is unusual, right? A connection that we're not used to. Maybe this is like sermon writing.
Yeah.
You know?
They're all the same to me. They all feel the same to me. Like I remember feeling like with sermons and stuff, because
sermons, songs, paintings.
Yeah, they all feel the same to me. Like they all feel like every time I step up, I really don't know what I'm doing. And I don't say that like some false humility. It's more like I really feel like I'm making it up as I go. And
I say
there's
the same
people walking me
things.
home that can help me along the way, right? So there's that part. But I don't have like here's what I've even tried to like recently take note when things go well. I'm like, let's remember how this paint interacts with this. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, I need to start. I don't want to feel like a novice every time. As newbie, I don't want to feel like a newbie every time I step before something. But I also don't. I don't have to figure it out, and that's part of. I'm not fighting that either.
All of this is very familiar to me.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
I do, because like there's something in you that thinks it would make sense if I would have a system. Yeah, for sure. And then
like I should have some kind of process
because other people do this. Other people have like a way that they do it. But then in my experience, like there's a loss when you try to make that gain, that system. It's like some of the fire disappears, or you get distracted by it, and like it just doesn't. You don't hit the flow.
You get a little claustrophobic,
yeah. So the painting you just showed me, right? You described what you're trying to do, but then you showed me this thing, and I see Jesus riding a donkey, and then rooster, chicken on the head of the donkey.
That is the white dove that descended upon him while he was in the water.
I didn't see it very closely. So what you're trying to do there is trying to put things together.
Yeah.
Right? And does that feel like that's what's happening every time? The sermon, the song, the painting, it's this combination of things.
It's like, how do you build the thing to get the thing that put you in the room in the first place?
Yeah.
So it's this is good. I'm glad we're talking about this because I've never thought about it really. It's you know where you ultimately want to land the plane, but I think along the way you still have to learn how to get the plane in the air, how to make sure there's enough fuel, how to build the thing before the punch. And for me, it's like it's an exploratory practice where like ultimately I want these things to be there. I don't know how yet, but I feel like I'll find out as I go, or something will smell like resonance, and I'll pull on that thread and see where we go from there. But
that's what's happening at the podcast right now.
Yeah,
it's exactly what we're doing.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't step in front of a canvas and like I have no idea what's going to come out, and then somehow my hands start moving and things happen. I have an idea that I'm trying to convey. It's just how it comes about in different ways.
And doesn't it feel like every attempt, every, say, sermon, song, painting is insufficient?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I don't think
trying, but it doesn't quite do it.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever no, that's not true. I think it's hard for me to feel complete. It's almost like I feel satisfied enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I also know like when I resist that temptation to feel satisfied enough, I start tinkering and the whole thing goes south real quick.
I'm glad we're talking about that too, because that's another conversation that I keep trying to find the words for. I have also told people over and over, I don't know what I'm doing.
And then you sound like a punk though.
That's right.
Where it's like
that's not exactly the right description.
Right. It just feels like this yeah, because you do know what you're doing. You've acquired enough skills to know the basic path towards execution. But I also feel like I don't know the path towards execution. And it's a guessing game, and It's accidents too. Like it's like you know.
I think I'm trying to dispel like a cartoon version of an artist.
Yeah.
That's maybe more connected to like an architect. The relationship between an architect and
measures
the final
twice,
building.
cut once type thing. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's all there. You know what you're going to get before you start building the building. Everybody knows the blueprint says, right? But that's not the experience of making these things.
Right. So a lot of times I'll try to be more methodical about it, and I'll like start penciling down on canvas like directions. But then as I'm penciling, I'm like, why am I not just painting right now? Like, what are we doing here? Like, it just feels like there's so I think there's definitely a place for forward thinking, prep work, planning. And I think sometimes I find that place and it's really helpful. That's just not primarily how I operate when I step into a studio. It's just not, it feels a little bit, I just get a little claustrophobic a little too easily, I think. And
I think what maybe the big takeaway is that your process should somehow reflect your person. Mm-hmm. It should be appropriate for you.
Yeah.
And for some people, it is more appropriate to be very methodical, to be very thorough in their preparation. But for you, you're very present. You're just where you are. And it makes sense to me for you to be in the present tense with your canvas.
Yeah.
You're not thinking ahead. You're thinking now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's right. It feels
right. Yeah.
Yeah, we feel it. Like you're doing it. You're doing the right way.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah. I think what's hard is sometimes I think where that can get tricky as an artist is like when clients ask you how long is this going to take, you know. Yeah. I mean, I think I do things pretty quickly in some ways, just because I think that's like the whole stretch of my attention span before I get drawn to the next thing. Every like piece I start is like an endangered species waiting to get killed by the next idea that comes along. But I think I can get probably overconfident in how fast things will take when I have to do it by somebody else makes a direct ask. Yeah, and it's like, well, I actually don't know how long it's going to take. Mm-hmm. But I can
it's
keep
like
you
there's an invader now in your attention.
Yeah.
It's different. And you know, when that question comes up, there's sort of an assumption being revealed, like, what am I paying for?
Yeah.
Right? It's not really labor. It's not really like hours. It's something else. Something you can't quite measure.
Yeah. And I think especially is like, it's part of like the professionalization of any passion you might have. Like as it gets more and more serious, or the money gets higher and higher, the pressures that come with that, then the self like sense of like, what now I have to figure it out. Well, if you're going to give the best work, you probably don't have to. You need to like step into the path and start exploring type things. But it's like there's a microwave approach and an oven approach, and I think we live with a lot of microwave folk.
Yeah, but you believe,
which I'm not spared of. Like that's part of me too.
Yeah,
you believe in moving slowly through the world.
That's a pursuit. Yeah,
which is really interesting because I think you move quickly through a painting.
Yeah,
it's very interesting. Mm-hmm. Can we talk about gallery representation?
Yeah,
I've never had that.
Well, it's because I'm better than you, Jason.
Mm-hmm. Well, you've done this for 4 years.
Dear.
Yeah,
4.5 years.
Yeah.
Just what's the story? How did that emerge and what's it like?
Okay. Yeah. So 3 years ago when I started doing paintings, and I was actually starting to like, feel like, man, I really love, like I was finding that sense of flow and like, this is joy giving. I want to do this more. And, there's a gallery. It's like the oldest gallery in the Twin Cities called Douglas Flanders and Associates. And it's in South Minneapolis, Edina area. And I figured I would just go in and strike up a convo and just go, I paint. Can I? I don't know how it works. I don't know if I had no idea. Like, should I show you my stuff or you want to see my Instagram? And so I did that, like, and they took an interest, both to me and also to my story. And as they got to know me a little bit. And then, they asked to be my full representation. So it's been good. They've been really good to me. Yeah.
So it's kind of like signing a deal.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah. And a lot of it too is like it's a higher end gallery, which is part of like the challenging part of it is their price tags on their work. I mean, it's like they're selling like $160,000 pieces. They're selling like a Rembrandt, and they have some big pieces that are significant in their gallery. And then they have Matt Moberg from down the road. But I think that there's like so there's different. I don't know how to. I'm struggling to talk about it because I feel like I don't know how to best navigate these different roads when it comes to the professionalization of art in that way, and I'm trying to figure it out. What has been good about this gallery, though, and having them as my representation is just that there's a relational rootedness there, and so questions or concerns I might have. So I've had other galleries asked to represent my work, and have had to navigate that with Doug and Cyril over at Douglas Flanders Associates. But they've been super helpful, and we've had agreements and disagreements both, but it's been good.
Cool. Very cool.
Does that make sense? Can you tell it was kind of, it's like it's probably like any real relationship, I guess, where it's filled with a lot of different things.
Yeah.
And we're okay with you, with any of our guests, like saying things for the first time. Yeah. Sometimes it takes practice.
Yeah.
And so the relationship with our show here at Bethany, you pulled some stuff from the gallery.
Yeah.
So pulling it from display, from storage?
Some display, some storage.
Okay.
Yeah. Both am.
Yeah. Norah, how you doing? Got any burning thoughts right now?
Oh, good.
Questions?
Nordski? Nordski?
You good?
You spent.
I'm pondering. We've talked about a lot.
We have covered a lot of territory.
Yeah. It's been awesome.
Matthew? Mm-hmm. Here's a project that I've been thinking about broadly. Getting old well.
Yeah.
So I look ahead. I try to look for role models up there.
Yeah.
Right? Do you think about this?
Not as far as like looking at yes, that question. I haven't like dialed up role models who are doing it well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it seems to me like I wonder if it's inevitable that we all just have to become grouchy.
No, it's a terrible place to land. No.
I just wonder.
No.
Like is it coming for me? Is it coming?
Like it does creep up slowly. Yep, uninvited.
I think it can.
Mm-hmm. Especially when everything feels so exhausting.
Yeah. Well, I hear in you a potential clue. I think the idea of possibility, something amazing is going to happen today. I think you believe that kind of stuff. If you believe that kind of stuff, possibilities are endless. Healing is possible. Like possible is just sort of, it's baked into the things that you're saying. And, imagine you're in your 80s.
Yeah.
Right? If you can still believe that possibility is in the air.
Yeah.
I think that's a fascinating thing to hold on to. That's the Peter Pan thing.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking about. I was thinking one of the saddest movies I ever saw, and yet probably one of my favorites, is Hook.
Oh, I love Hook.
It's a great movie.
Gosh, moment where...
That's my favorite movie.
When he gets down on his knees and the boy comes up to him and he spreads his face all around. Yeah. And he says, "Oh, there you are, Peter.
There you are, Peter."
It's like there's something so beautiful. So I think trying to stay open and possible and excited about to live is a great adventure is...
There's
That's where the money
great
is.
feast in that movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Food fight.
And then you see like the drawing I did is Peter, who's completely lost since, and he's like, life comes at you fast, man. Could you send me that marble? Right, I need it. Yeah. It's a different Peter.
That's right.
That's Hook 2. It hasn't come out yet, but that's what that's from. Yeah.
In theaters soon.
Yeah.
Just keep.
Well, it's kind of the same idea.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, in the movie, Robin Williams plays the cell phone leashed professional.
Oh my gosh! One of my kids showed me this video online of like this guy who did a whatever, a TikTok video thing of every 90s movie. And he's playing baseball. He goes, Dad, put your phone down. And the dad's got the big like cell phone. And they're like, I'm closing a deal. And that was every movie. But he does come back home and there he is. He's got renewed eyes.
Yeah, that's his arc, right? He's an absolute goofball by the end.
Yeah.
Right.
Wakes up in the snow.
dad.
Rolling around in the snow with the dog.
Yeah.
And what's his name finally found his marbles.
Yeah. That's what is his name?
Yeah.
I was gonna say Smiley. Maybe
one
I
of the
got
Lost
Dr.
Boys.
White in my head still, but
It's like Tootsie or something. Toodles.
Toodles. Yes,
found his
Toodles.
marbles.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Toodles.
I've lost my marbles.
Got to fly. Got to St. Peter. Okay, but I always thought that was one of my favorite movies, but I watched it again recently with my kids and was like, it's just not that great of a movie. Like there's some movies that hit you the right way and it just lingers and it gets bigger and bigger and then there's ones where I watch back and I'm like, my kids were bored by it during the halfway through.
Yeah. It does read as a little corny in a way that I didn't detect when I was younger.
That's it. Yeah.
There's like a campiness to it that I didn't know.
Yeah.
Like the whole Smee hook sort of thing and like the baseball game with the Pirates.
Yeah. Home Run Jack, Run Home Jack.
Run Home Jack.
Run Home Jack,
yes.
Why aren't you chiming in on this hook?
It's been a hot second.
Yeah.
I watched it when I was a kid.
Maybe let it lie. Let it be what it was.
Maybe just let it. Yeah.
But that part though, when he finds himself again, is beautiful.
I mean, truly, it feels like I'm watching
flies.
it again with you guys.
Rufio doesn't stand a chance.
Yeah. That is.
Rufio.
Welcome back to Panman. Remember that part where you kick it? Welcome back to Neverland, Panman. Just that like stutter,
Little kids dancing around.
Welcome back to. I won't do it again.
I wish
the podcast off.
I wish I could join in on the conversation. I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
It's so good.
It is so good.
All I remember about that movie is the feast that you're talking about.
Yeah.
The food isn't even like real food.
Yeah.
It's just like cake.
That's the best
Like, it's
part
just, like,
is that they find out that the invisible
it's just
food is actually real. But wait, is it real food though?
Yeah, like what is it?
It's like just
colored
kind of
goo.
disturbing. It's like
It's not like all of a sudden there's a burger hitting their face.
Right. It's not like real food. I'm like,
It's like colored mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like piles of frosting. It's just unidentifiable.
It's probably piles of frosting.
Yeah.
Knowing the
But
Lost
for a
Boys.
kid, it's like they're living the life. Like this is as good as it gets. They're eating roast beef and frosting for supper, and then they also don't even eat it. They just throw it at each other. There's nothing better.
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
And there's nothing worse than the boo box at the beginning of the movie.
I don't know what that
The
is.
boo box. It's terrifying.
I'll just watch the one scene that made you cry.
No, you won't. You know, you got to build your way up to
Yeah,
that
you
part.
can't do that.
Curses. I guess I can't watch it at all. Then.
That's not true. That's
Yeah,
terrible.
that's very
there's
not
multiple
true.
options. Like,
I guess I have no other choice.
there's different ways to play it.
Okay, talking about getting old well.
Yeah.
Right? This is a Peter Pan thing. Like,
Yeah.
are you destined to be Hook? That's the question in that movie.
Yeah.
Are you going to be Hook or are you going to be Pan? And I think you can get trapped either way. Like you can insist on being a perpetual child.
Yeah.
And then you're like the 60-year-old punk at the rave.
Yeah.
And like that's not right either.
Right.
That doesn't fit.
Yeah.
That's a very tricky thing, right?
But if you can reserve the pan while evolving into Hook, physically at least, as you can get older and you realize like, oh, my wife and kid, that's what the whole movie's about, right? Because he just lost himself in a different adventure, one that was really perverse and
these are the
polluted,
two things that you were describing that you're trying to hold.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're trying to hold. And my notes have it somewhere. Come on, man.
I forgot to use that notepad.
Oh,
Let's know, Nora, you were so engaged and plugged in and you're so good.
Thank you.
Yeah, Nora's got little sketches on the post-it
We
note
take
pads
different
here.
kinds of notes.
Well, host and co-host kind of have different responsibilities here.
It's true.
Awesome.
I'm his email warrior.
You are. I appreciate it so much. I feel God's pleasure when I run. right? I think that applies. Nutritional value. I think we learned a lot about that today. Give all your heart without losing your head. There it is, the two things. Something amazing is going to happen today. And that deer is more than just a deer. It's part of the holy hum that undergirds all things.
I said that's good.
Yeah, you're like,
good.
what?
You're just like...
You're like, wait,
Wait, what?
Guys, I said that. You say it again.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Audio gold. Ladies and gentlemen, we call this Whistle the Feast, and we thank you for joining us.
Thanks.
Matt Moberg, we love you very much.
Love you guys too. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on. And that concludes this episode of Whistle the Feast. We hope you enjoyed being a part of the conversation as much as we did. Whistle the Feast would not be possible without all the creative people and spaces at Bethany Lutheran College. And you can head on over to blc.edu to learn more about the college or schedule a visit. If you have thoughts, questions, or feedback, we'd love to hear from you. You can actually send any feedback about the show to feastreaders@gmail.com. And hey, if you've got a project you'd like to promote, we'd love to support it. Just send your details our way. A huge shout out to the wonderful people in our Bethany community for sharing their thoughts with us, and our producer Jaksyn Graham for managing the edits. And with that, I'm Norah Kratz alongside Jason Jaspersen, and we want to thank everyone who tuned into this episode of Whistle the Feast. Until next time.
Get curious, be of good service, and discover what God has given you.